Another common area or just opportunity, I guess, to gain more range of motion for a lot of us, because we don't tend to do this, it's seen kind of more as like a tricky yoga pose, but it's not. Our back really does need that opposite stretch, the opening up and the leaning back so we can get this curve, which it sometimes is craving, even though it feels like we always want to go forward and we're constantly stretching like this. It's great to do that as much as you want to, but we want to make sure we're getting balance and we're going the opposite way too. So in the hip flexor video that I had posted previously, that's also a way to get a little bit of flexion into your back here, more so lower back. And this time we're gonna work with upper. So for this, you can literally, I'm gonna use a yoga block. You could use, I know you know what a book is, but if you stack some books, maybe put a towel over or some sort of pillow, that works just fine as well. Just anything solid that's gonna create some elevation for you. So you're gonna take that block, and there's always, I mean, depending on the books that you're using or whatever prop, you always have 3 different levels. So you can go, this is the lowest, right? You can flip it, have that medium height. This is all for intensity, or you can go the longest way. It's obviously gonna be the most intense. So really just maybe even start off on the lowest one, see how it feels, then keep going. The last thing we wanna do is, again, push our muscles when it comes to stretching and releasing. Pretty much less is more when we're doing that. It's like finding that sweet spot. Again, if you were to do 3 minutes of stretching at 30% of your range of motion or 40%, 4 times a week, as opposed to 1 time a week going, pulling and yanking for about 5 seconds, that the 3 minutes is gonna win, right? So try to take that approach always. And we're gonna come down onto the floor, melt into it, breathe into it. You're gonna place this block. You can play around. We're gonna go right above the sacrum here, so kind of like mid-low back. And right where that curve kind of happens too. So you're gonna lay it down on top. Couple options with your hands, your arms. You can bring it right behind your head. And I'm keeping my chin up, but a couple of things, you can put something behind your head. I really like to find this release right here and keeping your hips nice and even on the floor, so you should feel contact with the ground on both sides, and just letting this body melt into your prop so that everything just kind of releases. You can soften any hard bound tissue and fascia. You can get some fresh blood flowing in here. So I'm talking, but you and me, when I'm doing this, you want to, again, breathe in through your nose, probably think like 4 counts or so, and let your belly inflate while you do that. So breathing in here, and then you're gonna exhale through your nose and pull your belly button to your spine and engage your core as long and as, I guess, drawn out as you can, so you can send all that breath into your lower body, and then the inhale will just happen naturally again. So different levels for this again. You can go a little bit higher. You can also move this up. If you're going like towards your shoulder blades, I always like to kind of go forward so you can create that space. Find right the tip of the bottom of the shoulder blade, and then fall. I'm a little bit high right now, but verbally, that's what you want to do. You want to find that block right underneath the bottom of the shoulder blade, kind of create that space, let them go over, and then release and open up there. So it's going to be really good for the chest, and that's also going to be, like I said in the beginning, a great stretch for your back if we are someone who tends to go forward all the time as opposed to stretching the opposite way. One more exercise you can do for that too, and this can be strength. You can incorporate strength into this, but it's also going to create some nice flexion in the back. You're going to come onto the floor, bring your heels into your glutes right here, and we don't want them too wide or too narrow. You want them right in line with your hips. And before you even start, you want to inhale in through your nose, and when you exhale, press your lower back into the floor. So it should feel like it almost bounds right here. So you're feeling all of your obliques, everything on the side, kind of wrapping in and pulling your belly button to your spine. And right from here, you're gonna inhale again. And on the exhale, you're gonna lift the hips up to the sky. And you can come all the way back down, and you can keep doing a couple of reps squeezing the glutes, stretching the hip flexors, getting some flexion in the back, or staying here for as long as you want to. You can always take a block or a book and do this supported as well. Again, you can go to whatever area feels good for, or not area, for the height. It's late, you guys, so my words aren't there. You can go to whatever height you want to, and then it should just feel so nice to even have the legs above our torso, which is not often that happens. So similar to when we kind of lift our legs up on the wall. I was gonna try to just lift both up, but I think I probably tip. So be careful coming out of your postures too. That is something you want to do slowly, because it can be the place that a lot of people end up getting injured, is the coming out of. So just take your time, don't be in a rush, and really try to just enjoy what it feels like in your body to hold these.